Go get it. Go get it, boy.
Looks like we're introduced.
Oh, you can't just... It did it again. It flickered. And I pressed it as soon as it turned on and went off the screen.
Search everywhere. Got eyes on him. Yeah.
All right.
Fall before the shadow.
Damn it.
The last of them. On once more.
That...
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Cave Wonder. What? Oh, interesting.
Save these for the trail.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's get up here. See if there's a... Ooh.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
He did the world proud, man. He did the world proud. I think that was it. I'm gonna hope that's it. Carrying on, because I don't want to take up too much time.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine your guy 200 years from now and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling.
So I was right about Hades.
Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do. Which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades.
Yeah.
Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Did the Pharaoh play corrupt Hades? Color me confounded, Lizzie Bashkor. Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashkor is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle dazzle. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Citarum runoff than listen to the gray swarm of 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave. And she was religious. Nah, that ain't Bishkor blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling the folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music. 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese core grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Now stop by if you want to listen. Oh, heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashkor, you'll see, or hear rather, the screech that rends the air and feel that's where I'm posted to the floor, and walls stealing, swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of a gothic deathfish. Hallelujah! As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. I haven't used that accent in a while. Tate here just pop three blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out old Goldilocks' solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too. So that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business. So after to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for wear, too soft, and Gaia only pretended to limitless control. In simulations after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear I ain't nothing. As I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strong. It gets its time to sleep in bed. I'll be back tomorrow, alligators. Huh. So okay. So something might have triggered Hades to unseat Gaia. To start turning all the machines violent. And somehow, maybe the process got corrupted by the Pharaoh Plague? Because it wasn't wasn't decoded yet? Archive abuse. See me out of it. This mail concerns Apollo Archive submission. That number. Your 666th submission in just 5 days. Oh God, 666. And oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extremely exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 accounts. For giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Was somebody just trying to upload freaking... Oh, God, no. Somebody was trying to upload the centipede. The human centipede. Hate. You are messed up, bro. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists, they got up to 16 installments of it. We're already up to what, 3, I think? I have not seen 1, and I don't want to. I will never see 1. No, thank you. Anyways, for clarification, a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity, you have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective certification. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Tate, Travis, why? Travis Tate, why? Oh, God. Oh... Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time. This guy's really screwing with. Travis is really screwing with people right now. Anyways, perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Okay. Oh, Travis Tate. Mr. Tate.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Oh, Travis.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Raleigh Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith and Trey to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risk of ECMO resolved, nutrition delivery resolved, hormonal stability resolved, 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of FZ's technology is as is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect the fabrication plan within 48 hours. One second. Okay, I think I missed a couple. Okay, I need to go back. I missed a couple, I think. When the chair matches the loading screen. Close. Wait a minute. What the? If you look at it right here in this spot, the green screen is not being completely rendered out. That's funny. That's kind of funny. Mesh is gonna do that apparently. Anyway, Stream Mallet says drink something, will do. Okay.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machine. machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Development of the artificial personae or cradle servitors nurture disciplinary healer and continues at a good pace. We are targeting turning 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of persona, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinary and healer personae. I have also attached the reports of an incident where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinary servitor's behavior. A parental augment, if you will, amusing on first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. Okay, so maybe we don't need to go back just yet. Okay, no, we don't need to go back yet. Okay. I was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Zing Providence could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good for our maiden voyage. A success. Regards my dispute with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is a margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Interesting. Still trying to figure out how everything went wrong, because I'm guessing that's what happened. Something happened that caused everything to go wrong.
Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Huh. Okay, that's the main way. But just in case, nothing.
Bots would benefit from antilopenate morphologies, though Capricorns show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience A grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, no, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
The robot became sentient?
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Always intended to be sentient, but the robot has actual emotions. Okay.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Damn. Surprised that spear hasn't broken yet. Elizabeth Sothvik. All. Some terrible news. I'm afraid Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. Apollo was the information center. Oh no. Apollo was the information center. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. Those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up, negotiating with thousand zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in the ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves, thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too late. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples were lost irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this, not on our watch.